This is my website, planetxtube.com, and I've got an article on here, and it's called David Icke Exposed as an Illuminati Witch. And this article is the end of Mr. David Icke. This article is at the moment over 60 pages in length, and it's going to continue to grow because, unlike a video, of course, I can edit it as I go along and I can add more information. And if any of you have got more information to add to this, please be my guest and send it to me, and I will add it and give you the credit. First of all, let's begin here. I'm just going to run you through this briefly because it's very, very long. David Icke covering one eye, and there's his ex-wife, Pamela Leigh Richards, doing the same thing. That's a Masonic symbol, as you all know. It gets worse though, because Neil Haig, his book designer, also does the same thing, and that's a snapshot from his Facebook page, so he can't possibly deny that he also covers one eye. As we go down in this article, I explain why they covered the eye there with this video, because Alexander the Great had one dark eye and one light eye. And as we go further down, I take apart his book covers and show that they are in fact related to Apollyon, the sun god with the rays that you can see here and here. And even this that he's got here, this censored sign here, is an anagram for encoders. Plus, there's another problem too to do with this guy here, who is Osiris, because on his book cover there's Osiris there hiding alongside David Icke. And also David Icke is doing exactly the same finger signals as Zeus, who is the devil himself. And also the Pope does the same hand signals, and so does Tony Blair, the ex-Prime Minister of the UK. I also show David Icke here in that same pose there as Zeus, here with those finger signs there, admitting in this video that that's him sitting in the Grand Master Mason's chair. Now the whole video takes you through just about every single aspect which has brought suspicion upon David Icke being an Illuminati, and covers that with clear evidence. And here, for instance, we've got Apollyon the Destroyer making that very same hand sign there, which David Icke claims that it's to do with his condition that he's doing that. But further in this article, I show lots of pictures of the articulation that David Icke is capable of with his hands, which shows that it's not as bad as some people may actually perceive it to be, and he can make an incredible amount of finger shapes and signals with that. So his excuse there is also completely wiped out. Again here showing the same hand sign that Hitler's doing. There's his ex-wife again doing exactly that same hand and arm finger signal thing. Throughout ancient paintings, same thing again, on and on about reptilians, etc. The reptilians, for instance, from the Jesus Christ parable of the wheat and the tares, that's Jesus Christ's exposure. It's not something that David Icke came up with on his own. He can't actually take any credit for it because it's already in the Holy Bible, and it shows that on here. Plus his son also making that same hand sign there. And other hand signs, including this 666 type thing here, and also this hand sign here, which is the same as what Aleister Crowley in his scene here, a younger Aleister Crowley, was doing here too. So the whole thing covers basically members of his family too, such as I said, his wife. And here's a YouTube video which I've embedded here of David Icke's wife. And she says that it's Pamela Leigh Richards, and it's called 12 Seconds for Peace. It's on YouTube. Watch this and tell me that it isn't witchcraft. Now, I would personally say nutcase alert there, because obviously, you know, she's out in a thunderstorm, and Zeus is the so-called god of thunder and lightning, and she's out there doing that weirdness in a thunderstorm for peace. So therefore, it's a ritual for peace. Therefore, it is magic, because that's what she's doing. She's performing that art there, or whatever you want to call it, in order that there's peace. So therefore, it is magic. And we move on to David Icke and Pamela making the same hand signals, and also David Icke's website that is in green, and the earth is shown as a cryptic green sun, which is another pagan symbol, which I'll show you in one moment. And David Icke depicted as a green man. And the green man, now witches are depicted as green, giants are depicted as green, Osiris is depicted as green. Here's Credo Matwa, David Icke's witch doctor sidekick there with a green face there. Okay, there's the green man from the pagans Imbolc festival, and there's Aleister Crowley depicted as a green man with a sun around the back of his head there. There's something very interesting there I should just drop in here. I went to Turkey and I drove past the military base, but I was too scared to take a photograph. So if any of you have got a photograph of what I'm about to say, please send it in. And it was in fact of Kemal Ataturk on the gates of that Turkish military base with a green face. Let's move on here, because we've got here Pagan Police Association. They use the green man. You see, it's a sun. It's got it in the shape of a sun, but made out of leaves here. Also other stuff here about the Matrix and so on and so forth. And David Icke's son here depicted, Gareth Icke, depicted as a lion. A lion is the devil in the Bible, yeah, and with a green face. So he's half man, half lion, like a sphinx, which I believe that sphinxes were genetically made up in honour of Apollyon the beast, because one of his names is Apollyon. Yes, in Greek, how you say that is Aboleos, and Leos in Greek is a lion, and one of his names is also Leo, name of a lion. It's Greek for a lion, and I believe that's why they mixed them up, and to make them in honour of Apollyon the beast. And here is David Icke's son, depicted as a lion with a green face. Okay, on and on it goes. About Credo Matwa and all of the pagan symbolism that he's actually using, which all again relates back to Helios, the beast from the pit. The definition of Zanussi, by the way, also it says it's a militant, aggressive brotherhood. It's a secret society which uses aggressiveness to get its own way, and this is a definition of it here. I haven't made that up. That is the definition of the word. Again, moving on, pagan cross. Showing Credo Matwa and David Icke with suns behind them here. That the smiley face symbol that you see, that the one that they used to do with the music, say acid, that one, yeah. It's actually, again, it's a worship of Apollyon. Here it is on a Mason's uniform, the smiley sun face, the sun god. Again, it just carries more and more onto all the different ways that David Icke can move his hands, what kind of shapes he can make with his hands and fingers, and it shows that it's not as bad as most people perceive it. David Icke using the XXX, I've actually got a video in production at the moment, which I'm going to put on here, showing him brazenly using the XXX over and over again, which those of you who watch my videos know that it's a Roman numeral, it's a number 10, it can be pronounced as a word, which is EO. So, EO, 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 that's the name of the beast 3 times, because the X, as you know it, is a number, it's a mark, and it's a name of the beast. Let's keep moving down now. Here, there's David Icke here with 5 other people, so that's 6 together in his old role in the BBC on the breakfast team, with the sun behind them again. And also break down the BBC's logo. It actually, it's Greco-Roman cryptography, which says EOS, which is sun. And again, more stuff about his son here, and on his album he's got swirls, which are like 6s, and on and on, lots and lots of stuff there. So if you want to have a look at this article, guys, it's an ongoing article. It's not ever going to finish until it's finished, basically, when I've put enough on there. But really, if you read this article here, even if you're undecided, you'll decide. If you're an avid David Icke fan, you will become undecided. If you're an avid David Icke fan, you'll probably become very angry after reading this article. But I haven't actually put in there my personal opinions or launched into any attacks like calling people prats or things like that. I've just stuck to the facts here of what these signs and symbols mean, and what we've got photographs and video of Mr. David Icke, his wives and his son doing. So that's irrefutable evidence, and evidence that needs to be answered to. So basically, as I said, this article is the end of Mr. David Icke, and I'll stand by what I said, and I think you'll find that I'm perfectly correct. So it's planetxtube.com, and the article you're looking for on my website is called David Icke Exposed as an Illuminati Witch.